Box Puzzles 3. This is the third in a series of 3 box puzzles, and these are digital. So this is something you want to give the students to help them think a little bit more about math, or students who need a little more of a challenge. So the first slide is just going to give them a review from Box Puzzles 1, Think Outside the Box. So just a reminder of how box puzzles work. So if you add the numbers going across, add the numbers going down, and then you add their sums, you're going to get the same number here in this final box. Now we get to Box Puzzles 3, we're going to add a little bit to that. So we're going to add some outside numbers. So we're going to look for patterns here. Okay, well, what number would go in the box? So after they've had the review, they should be able to see that this number would be 18. They type it in, 8 plus 10, and then what number plus 27 is 45. So this would have to be 18. Now you want them to look at these numbers outside the box and see if they can make sense out of them. Why would they be here and how do they make sense? Well, if they look at it a little bit, they will see that 4 times 3 is 12. So they multiply the numbers outside the box. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 3 and 5 times 2. Okay, so it just adds a little element to the box puzzles that they haven't seen before. They get to the next one. Well, then they have to predict what number is going to go in these two boxes. So, well, if they multiply 6 times 4, they're going to get 24. And here, they add 8 plus 2 going across, they're going to get 10. And they check to see if it works. Okay, well, 24 plus 6 is 30, so that works. 24 plus 8 is 32, so that works. 8 plus 2 is 10, and 30 plus 10 is 40. So those numbers all work. Now they have the top 3 boxes are missing. They're going to see if they can figure that out. Well, we know that if they multiply 8 times 3, they're going to get 24. And that works because you can see adding going down, that works. 3 times 6, this would be 18. Check and see if that works. 18 plus 6. And then if we just add going straight across, we are going to get 42. See if that works, adding straight down. So that works. So they're just playing with numbers and seeing how numbers work. The next box puzzle has a few more missing boxes. So here, if we take 9 times 5, we're going to get 45. Looks like that works. This would be 3 times 2 would be 6. If I add going straight down, that would be 60. And if I add go straight down here, that would be 84. And then we want to check and see if it works from every direction. When they get to box puzzle 7, or actually this is box puzzle 5, slide 7, they're going to fill out all of the squares. So they're going to have to multiply first. 7 times 3 would be 21. 1 times 4 would be 4. And 1 times 3 would be 3. So as long as they have these 4 numbers, they should be able to figure out the rest. So they can add going across, add going straight down, and then see if everything works. They're going to do the same thing on the box puzzle 6. Now we've added a couple more numbers, and you want them to look at 10 and 13 and see if they can figure out how those numbers are working. So here you can see that, well, if they add 4 plus 6, they get 10, and 5 plus 8 is 13. But if we multiply 13 times 10, we're going to get the final number in this box. 10 times 5, that works. 10 times 8. And here 13 times 4 is 52. So it needs to work all the way around. The next box puzzle, students are going to try to figure out what those two numbers are. Well, multiplied together, the product will be 90. But if we add straight down here, we're going to get 9. And if we add going across, we get 10. 10 times 9 is 90, and that works. Next one, box puzzle number 9. Again, we're going to figure out what all 3 of these numbers would be. So adding going down, adding going across. And then this number should be 72. It should work. all the way across. Now, in this final puzzle, we're going to figure out all the numbers on the outside. Okay, to do that, let's look at 42. Well, we have to have two numbers multiplied that give us 42. Well, we don't know what those two numbers are, so let's look at 35. Do they have a common factor? Does 7 have a common factor, or 77, with the other two? And I would guess maybe the number 7. So let's try 7. Well, if we multiply, well, it'd be 7 times 6. And here, if we multiply, we're going to get a 5. And then 11. Let's see if that works. Well, if I add going across, that works. And let's take a look at here. Now we have a 6 here. What would we multiply times 6 to get 18? That would have to be 3. And then if we add going straight down, that would be a 10. Now let's look at these two numbers on the outside. 10 times 11, and it works at 110. Now in Box Puzzles 1, we went over the commutative and associative properties. I'm going to show the students how the box puzzles work with area models. So here we have these numbers on the outside. We have 2 times 3. That would give us a model of 6. 2 times 3. 2 times 4. Now we have a model of 2 times 4. The area, total area, would be 6 plus 8 would give us 14. Here we have a 7 by 3 model and a 7 by 4 model. If we add the area of these two figures, we're going to get 49. It works going down and it works going across. And then you can show them how the distributive property works with box puzzles. So this would be 2 times the quantity 3 plus 4. So if we multiply, we're going to get 6 plus 8, which will give us our answer of 14. Same thing on this one. 7 times the quantity 3 plus 4. 21 plus 28, that gives us 49. So that's just a demonstration to the students of how the distributive property works with the area models. Now, slide 15, students are going to make their own box puzzle, and they could put this on notebook paper and share it with their friends, give them a challenge. And then we finish this with the three properties that we learned in all of the box puzzles: the associative, commutative, and the distributive property. So this is Box Puzzles 3, the third in the series.